started earlier and I would have worked with some artists. And then like the Elephant Man and them thing there. And been around other artists as well, like Khalid and them thing that's me I tell you. And then we just take a break from the game.
Hello and welcome to Stargazing, the show that brings you up close and personal with your favourite stars of reggae and dancehall music, Jamaican popular culture and people who've impacted society in a very big way. I'm Shaun Cain. In this edition of the show, we'll speak with JRD876. He's a big dancehall producer. Let's take a look. Music is a very important part of Jamaica's heritage. JRD876 is one of the producers and recording artists responsible for adding lots of songs to the collection of Jamaican-style music that is enjoyed the world over. JRD, whose real name is Jonordo Dixon, grew up in Greenwich Town, a small community in Kingston, Jamaica. He told the Stargazing with Shaun Cain Show that his father was an electrical engineer who was adept at his job. The producer said that he looked over his father's shoulder several times and picked up some of the skills. He points out that these skills served him well in the studio. He spent a considerable amount of his time around people who dedicated much of their time to making as well as playing music for public consumption. It was as a result of this early exposure that he developed a deep interest in music production. JRD attended the Tivoli Gardens Comprehensive High School, where he first learned about keys, bars, notes and pitch. The Toronto, Canada-based producer explains that he had no clue then that one day he would be making music for the world. He started producing music professionally back in 2015. Before that time, he was an event promoter. Among his earlier production works are Elephant Man's Don't Trust Those and Ja Vinci's Be Careful of Friends.
Me not trust those, so me not sleep, Be a friend, then we give you a gun and read like fake clothes, then we sell you out cheap. Be careful, and the friends where you keep. Now for them I won't get up in a sheep clothes and pretend and things. So
careful of them, we say them are your friend. The one we study evil cause them want your life to end. Be careful of them.
Since 2019, JRD began operating his own independent record label, JRD876 Music. Subsequently, in that same year, he began his venture as a recording artist. JRD876's latest work is the 7-track EP Exhale, featuring Mississippi, USA-based artist Lachey. The collection, which was released in the summer of 2021, is a mix of dancehall and hip-hop flavors. Some of the tracks include Pose and Keep Up. One of the beats featured on the EP is the Galaxy Rhythm. It will be officially released in October 2021. JRD876 notes that the rhythm features artists from different parts of the world, including Australia, Mexico, North America and the Caribbean. Among the artists that have recorded on the rhythm are Clara, Jafabio and Cyclone. The current team that works behind the scenes with the JRD876 music record label include Baba Ank, Don Dady, Don Blaze, Squaff Boss and Lachey. Welcome back. Yo, sir, the big JRD876, big time producer, man who make all the big beats. Them, what's good, sir?
Everything okay, you know? Just they are cool, man, you know?
Yeah, man. That's
How are you?
Yeah, I'm cool, man. I'm cool. You know, London is getting a bit on the chilly side now, but you know, it's winter coming up, so that's how it is. Seasonal. We can just
I understand what it's like, you know, because here in Toronto, it's the same thing, you know, getting chilly over there, but today's practically warm still, but yeah.
North Pole thing, good choice for you. Well, you can stay in the North Pole. I'll stay this side.
We the North.
Yeah, man, you can tell the Eskimos them hello first, brother, but you know.
I don't know, man, really so far up, man, but it's close to New York, Toronto, whatever, but I know we up, man, that's going too far now.
All right. So I won't take you that far, you know. But you know what? You know, you've done a lot of work, man, for reggae and dancehall music. I know that you've deposited a lot of work into the public domain. Now, what's your vision for dancehall music, or just dancehall in general?
Well, funny you start that way. When I really see myself as a dancehall producer, artist, entertainer, when I really see myself as just dancehall because that would be like limiting myself to just one specific type of thing. But yeah, dancehall is the basis we'll start off with. But I see myself in general in music, just branching off into different things, learning out different craft and add to different type of sounds and thing and just as you would have said, be positive because we don't need all that negative. So seeing yourself just going from strength to strength and helping others and wherever the music take me based on the funds and whatever accolades come along, then that is just a plus. But just doing all of by default is just the aim, and just do it bigger each time.
So are you saying that you are prepared to produce any kind of music, any style of music, any genre? So R&B, hip hop, whatever comes your way.
Yeah, most definitely because you gotta grow.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So being Jamaican doesn't necessarily mean you have to be doing Jamaican music. For example, I'm now living in Canada, as I say. So when to go to the average person on the street and say, "Hey, listen to this dancehall beat, listen to this Bounty Killer Ninja Man," probably will know one of those persons. But me as a young producer, not necessarily might work with one of them legends that they know. So you have to get their crowd familiar. So remember, the world is bigger than just Jamaica and Jamaican audience. And to be more international, you have to do things that are more, familiar with more other people to
Audience. Mm-hmm.
gain the international audience. So I do see myself as doing other type of music. For example, I have a fully Spanish song out, and and have more songs like that to get done in coming time. Example, this year I have some more different language tracks putting out and stuff like that. So most definitely see myself doing other stuff.
But you're mixing up the thing, man. I suppose I can see now that you're differentiating your stuff from the rest of the crowd because with you bringing Spanish singers and all these different people, it makes it really different from anything that's coming out of Jamaica now or coming out of the dancehall or these producers. Your thing is different. You've got a mixture of cultures in what you do.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm the first or anything like that because, for example, Macadam is an artist of America already. And Macadam has our song Die Die. Should do a full Spanish retake of the song as well. So them think that things I'm looking as influence as well because influenced by positive people in the game. So me see that as a way to say, hey, we can do the thing different on a more consistent basis, and who knows, probably we can make a real strong market for ourselves and then make it a thing. But we need other supporters to come on board and say, hey, let's try something different too. Let's try this approach too as well. So yeah, as I said, I tell myself that I'm the first doing it or I'm going to be the one that make it successful. But at the same time, like how them change the dancehall sound to a more trap type beat and whatever it is now. Same, so I could be an influence positive and just add a different take to it as well in terms of language, culture, and all of that, but still keep it core dancehall and core Jamaican. Yeah.
I like the reference you make to the trap business and the trap part of the music because I know you're kind of one of the new age producers, and you're probably guilty of some of that, because I've been balling out all the time. I want back my whole dancehall thing, brother, like 1980s, 90s dancehall when Bounty used to ride the rhythm, man, you can work like that. But now we get to a bit of a hip hop business. I mean, every minute, any minute I be up here, Big Daddy Kane jumping through, or Nelly, or any people like them kind of ones, and coming through with some hip hop kind of real hardcore rapping and stuff like that. So I'm just thinking, how do you feel that dancehall now seems to sound like something from New York?
Well, I want to say it really sound like something from New York.
Except for the accent. That's what saves it.
Well, you're being very direct now. Well, no, I'm still standing firm with what I said because, for example, I'll use another big name again. Bob Marley, we are singing, and before Bob Marley, the scare meant and all of that. I guess those persons were of the same opinion when Bob Marley come out with theme type of thing. When Bob Marley thing was being changed to what the Bounty Killer era was, I guess Bob Marley people did kind of have a little, So when the Bounty Killer era kind of, I don't want to say played out, but was changing to what the Vibes Cartel and Movado was, persons like you, the Bounty Killer being era of this. What is this going on? Where is it shifting to now? So it's just people not really fully okay with the change. because it's not me or you doing it. It's really, and not the artist doing it, not the producers doing it. It's really what the people want. Because there's market for it. If you go back to sing some, I don't know, some yesteryear's songs, chances are they will not get that love. Probably a one or two artists would get probably a love off them to they try yesteryear's type of thing. But to make it a mainstream thing again, no, because there's market for this trap beat. I'm not really a fan of saying it's bad or it's whatever. It's just, which basically it's an experiment and it seems to be working.
But
so I'm pretty much okay with it.
But JRD, you say there's a market for it. Where's that market? Who wants to hear the trap music? I mean, you're saying is that what the foreigners want to hear? The people abroad, is that what they want to hear? Yeah. They've got their own hip hop.
Abroad want to hear, but as I'm telling you now, it's just, so I'm saying when I see myself not necessarily as a dancehall artist, that ties into it, you know, with the whole the trap thing or whatever. It's just that you just must take it as, look at this way. Yes, first one answer and say who's the market for it. Young people listen to it. As the people who are singing the song them now wouldn't hot or wouldn't big or really be relevant if they don't have people talking about them, playing them songs, liking them songs and all of that. You know, them have a market feed, obviously. So somebody's listening to it and somebody's buying it, because music is not making a whole ton of money, but someone is earning from it anyway, right? So there's market for it, you know. So at the same time, if so be the case, the artists from yesteryears, we see they're still relevant because there's still market for that too as well. It's not like trap is all and then yesteryears are nothing. They are still there.
Somebody said to me once, it's because the young people, young producers, I mean, you don't know if you call yourself a young producer, but they said the young producers can't make the old beats. The beats that we used to see, the drum and bass and the one drop and all them things, they cannot do it. And as a result of that, they go online or they find some software, and what's it called, Fruity Loop or something like that. And they find all those things and they use those to make the beat, and then it comes across as hip hop. So it's not really that they wanted to change the music, they just can't do the original bit, so they just do what they can. And then it comes out that this is no longer sounding like what we know as Jamaican musical heritage. It sounds like New York musical heritage or American musical heritage. And that's what bothers me, because what's ours is disappearing.
All right, that's a lot to grasp, but let me try to dissect it in pieces. No, I don't see myself as a young producer because I'm a big man now that I want. So I'm probably, you know, I
take back the youthful bit.
I grown man now, you know. Right. So like a picking thing. But good. Anyway, aside from the humor, yes. It would ties into what some, as you would have said, the not so big name producers, the new kids on the block. Mm-hmm. It ties into what some of them would say is the elders don't teach. So
they don't want to learn because they go and let them do it all. I just spoke to a few elders, you know, and them said to me, the young youths, them don't want to listen. Them just and they just make a lot of noise and they just reject anything you're coming to that is not in sync with what they're doing, because they just don't want to learn the old way because they think they know it all.
It has to do with approach, you know. If as I said, me feel like me know something and me feel like I have a way of doing something and it's working for me to an extent. What you have been doing had worked for you, still working for you anyway, and then you want to basically dictate to me what to do and to do your thing. As I said earlier on, and still talk about what I said earlier on. At some point, we need to grow.
Mm-hmm. But it's preservation of culture. No, but it's preservation of culture we're talking about. We need to preserve.
No, but no, what?
Water down the culture so it sounds like American music. That's all we're saying.
No, but the American music, as they call it, derived from us anyway.
Yeah, but they made something distinctive.
We taking back what ours.
Yeah, but they made something distinctive from it. You can tell once you hear that that's hip hop. You can tell. Yeah. So why should our music sound like hip hop?
Well, man, I tell you, as I said already,
hip hop is the key.
Market for it.
Mm.
As I said, there's a market for it, and if you don't please your consumer, you're going to lose out, because we in the game. Yes, for most of us are in it, yes, for the love, but most man in it for like money.
You're in the game for the love. I just that's escaped me a long time ago. I don't know of any young musicians in the business for love.
Nah, man. Alright, for example, as a last turn about, as a young musician doing the music, I buck up in more loss than gains. So I have to be continuously doing the thing over a loss. It's not easy. So if it was because of just the gains, I would have stepped out already. It's not necessarily for gains.
Do you love music?
Of course, man.
That's news, man. Not for
the man want news.
The new age.
I don't know nobody in the industry would love music. But I know nobody in the industry. So if you know different, that's what you know.
But look at all the violence coming out of it now. Is that what them love? Shoot this, shoot that, kill this, kill that. I mean, watch Marrow float, and I mean, come on, that's cringy kind of music, man.
That's art. That's art. That's just graphic art.
Yeah, but people are living it because every day
But at the same time, I repeat, that's just art. It's just a graphic form of art. Just like as mother telling you.
You see, the producers and the artists don't want to admit that this thing is not good to be fed to our minds.
No, I am not saying it is good or bad to be fed. It's just an expression of art, and that's why when a man sing a song and say a man say a threatening word and promise somebody gunshot, you can't lock him up for it because it's an art form of expression.
If you
just call him on the phone and say, "Hey, boy, I'm gonna shoot you," then you call police for him and police lock him up and do what they have to do. I don't know how they put the thing, but it's an art form. Just like if you're watching a random movie, an action movie, man, I shoot people and all these normal things. Nobody said the actor them always. For example, I love call Steven Seagal name for the topic. Steven Seagal normal do show where my fire shot or my thump up some man. You understand? So nobody knows. Oh, Steven Seagal always not show where my shoot people. He's portraying some form of violence just because the music is so, I would say, stimulating and easier to remember and all of that.
And it's also a part of our cultural heritage. Why do we have to do what they're doing? They're going around killing people, perpetrating violence.
No, we're not doing what them are doing. We are doing it.
But you made a comparison by saying that they're doing it, nobody's complaining. So why, if we do it, people should complain? We shouldn't be doing that. Our name should be mixed up in that. If Seagal wants to go and kill the world, go on, Seagal. We're not supporting that. What we're
in terms of an art form, him can.
We're putting forward music that spreads love, man. Encourage people to love each other and be kind to each other.
It boils down to when we talk about the trap thing just now. As I said, there's a market for it. If there wasn't a market for it, that would be a dead business. That business would have died long ago. Just like how some other form of the cultural music died some time ago. It's just because there's no market for it anymore. So I bet if one day, for example, I want to go into this still about sexual orientation, for example. To an extent, people okay with men saying certain things about women doing stuff to them, but the culture is not acceptable to women saying man doing things in reverse to them. So because there's no market for that, really, it's whatever it is.
It's hypocrisy, really. It's just hypocrisy.
That's the term I call it. But hypocrisy does not defend the violence against the music because there's a market for it. As I say, a market for it. People are, I guess, not as defensive on that as they're against another thing. It's just what they're tolerable to at a time. For instance, me personally, I like songs with lots of lyrics. Songs are normally.
When you say lyrics, what do you mean? You mean I like a good storyline? Is that what you mean?
A good storyline, song that has, you don't always hear the artist use the word like. You have a prominent artist right now. Every time him sing a song, him say like 20 million times in the song. Some sound cool enough, but too much like. Too much similes metaphor, too much like.
A wider vocabulary.
Yeah, him not come off as, a deep reasoning person, So, but we would find most of those type of songs that I'm describing now are normally the violent, as you would call it, songs. The hardcore songs, because they put all the effort into doing that. And them songs that normally have more of a storyline, more of play on words than just a regular, typical get up mama, papa, hungry type of song, or a different type of get a new girl to the song. Not as much effort emphasized in those songs as they would do the hardcore, as you would say, violent song. And so I personally take on to very lyrical songs with a lot of different meaning when you hear a word. You're like, yo, whatever that means. That's why, for me, my international artist, I call him rap artist, is Eminem, because yes, him do a lot of, very questionable songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, the lyrical content is super weird, way out of this world. That's why I'm read artists like Vibes start here, because earlier before you even send him get lock away and them thing there, them song them they put out in just a flow, fast, hard. And when you hear them, you have to say, what is he really saying? When you sit and really listen to what he said, you're like, oh my God, can I replicate what him say? Let me try to sing it as fast as him. Let me just research what does this word mean in this specific context. So and that help your brain for more than just hear a man sing A B C D E F G. You're like, come on, bro, like it's not primary school anymore. So that is just me personally. So it's not like me a defend gun song either, or song where I tell people kill people or whatnot. It's just that them song the normal come off more put together, more lyrical content, and probably the most general people out there just like songs like that are not so slow and free flowing,
So I take it that you produce those songs then, do you?
I have about, my catalog now have more than 5% of those. No, I don't produce a lot of those. I don't produce a lot of those. As I'm saying personal, I'm not really a fan of that type of thing, But at the same time, me, an artist working will tell you, because when provide a beat to them, they say, yo, where you want? I say, no, we know what me want. Me tell you what me want already, me give the beat. So this is the sound that I'm working with. Find the spoken word to fit to the sound that I have. I don't dictate to them, say, I want a girl song, I want a this or that song. Is when them use their own creativity to convince me that, hey, this partnership can work. Then we go ahead and say, all right, then let's go forward with the thing. So I give them that level of creativity or freedom to do what they feel to just express on the thing. So if they come with a gun song, I'm hear it, chances are I'm not work with it, chances are I'm work with it. It have a solid.
Right. So have you ever turned down any of those songs before? You sent a beat,
yeah, man.
And they send you back something. This is what I'm going to do with it. So they put their
We do that, man. We do that.
How do they respond to that? When you because that's rejection. So when you reject that, what do they say to you?
That's rejection, definitely. But but at the same time, the normal in general is just what we get is that them probably want to make it a little more commercial friendly. And sometimes it doesn't work like that. So I just tell them, say, just give me a new song or different type of song, or just forget it. But it's not always.
Does that affect the ego? Does that affect their ego?
Well, for a few persons I had that experience with, I wouldn't say it affect their ego. I would just accept say 2 persons in particular was really, disappointed more than I expected them to be. But that's just what it is. I wouldn't say it affected them ego. It's just that they think they can just dictate the pace, and a partnership shouldn't work like that.
So who are those? Who are those?
No, man, we're not call them name, man. We forget about that, man. We're not call them name, man. As I say. But at the same time, that's the thing with artists, Artists, I believe, like TikTok, as I said, the elder they would have said, It's just it's just a bit about the culture.
You agree with me then?
No, as I said, it depends on the approach. Because if me the approach artist from first, me believe if me approach the artist from first and say, yo, give me a wicked gun song, then he would have go about and fix a gun song. But if me just fit it and say, yo, give me something, and then when him come with where I give me, then me reject it now, then he be like, hey, you tell me give you something. So you don't want it. So it's just the approach, as I tell you earlier on. So it depends on the artist, because even though you have big artists, some of them very humble and take talk. Some of them very humble and take talk. It's just the approach and the connection you have with that person. You like me, so that's just what it is. I mean, I'm very approachable. So
who are the humble? Who are the humble ones?
Humble ones. First time, that's Lisa Ipsh. That girl is very humble. See me? That girl is very humble, man. So they have all the more humble people out there. You see me? Dexter Dabs, a youth were humble too as well. You see me? Very humble youth. So humble persons are out there, you know. Khalid, him super chill, man. Isn't it?
So
Very humble.
how about the ones who are not so humble? Who are those?
Nah, man, I can't bother arguing with no man on them things. Can't bother arguing because chances are them are gonna hear. Most like them are gonna hear. Don't want to bring up but no old beef. Alright now offense you try make burn a bridge right now, yeah?
All right,
Because at the same time
I won't tear it down. Then. I won't tear it down.
the music need less of that, you know?
Yeah, man, definitely unity, man. Build fence and as you say, and build unity. Mend any old rift or anything like that. Just get rid of those and smooth everything over again. Build bridges now so that we can connect with people again. But then, who are some of the people that you've worked with? Because you've been kind of hinting at and dropping a few names here and there. So just formally now, who are some of the artists that you've worked with during your time as a producer?
Alright, so work with Elephant Man, even Elephant Man's son, Ellie Chug, Lisa I, Javinci, work with some young artists because I have 4 set of artists so me I work with personally. You know, my artists them so Ank, you know, so Daddy, Squaff and Blaze. So my artists them then plus work with some other young artists. I work with Jeff Fabio, the artist from Mexico. As me I say him in me I refer to earlier and say I have a full Spanish song, so I have a song from him named Can't Stop Me. That was done last year, you know. Yeah, so we work with a few persons
It's
earlier on because the journey
been a
start,
long
journey
journey.
started a little while ago, you know. So we started earlier on how to work with some artists, and then like the Elephant Man and them thing. Then we've been around other artists as well, like Khalid and them thing. That's me I tell you. And then we just take a break from the game. So
I noticed that. I remember that. Yeah, you kind of took a break. I think that's around about 2000 something. I mean, you took a break from the business for a little while. You went quiet. How,
yeah,
what happened there? You just got tired of the business? You got
no,
break?
we just did some personal thing, man. I just take a break. So afterwards, I just say, you know what, let's get back active again because we have some personal things that are fixed and we'll just get them just sorted.
But
And then
was it too hot in the kitchen? Is that what it is?
no man, never no man, not was the case was too hot in the kitchen. I'm saying I'm just personal. I wouldn't have not fit music really, man. I'm saying just personal things I do plus migrate. So even left Jamaica or the Canada now and so that kind of make the thing a bit so for a while and then we have to just adjust to the new environment and everything and we just do want to settle again. So now that we settle again, we'll
Right.
just get active as of 2019 and just say yeah.
Right. Well, you're watching the Stargazing with Shaun Cain Show, and we're speaking with JRD876, big producer, worked with a lot of artists. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Civil Box, I'm there represent for Stargazing with Shaun Cain. And I'm represent artists' life story, which include joy and pain. Check out him YouTube channel fully.
Hi everyone, this is Sean Reese, and I'm representing for the Stargazing Show with your boy Shaun Cain, featuring artists from around the world. See? So hit that subscribe button and notification bell. See? I will never break my bridges down. I know you, Lord, and I will stand my ground. You are the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So the fire keep blazing. Well read. Stargazing Show.
Never get no help, I'm struggling. Yo, this is Relevant Boss and I'm here to represent the Stargazing Show featuring Shaun Cain. This show brings you up close and personal with your favorite dancehall and reggae artists. What I love about this show, it gives young artists an opportunity to share their story and to talk about the obstacles that they've been through to get them to where they are today. Don't forget to subscribe to the Stargazing Show on YouTube. Big up yourself, Shaun. Out.
Welcome back. You're watching the Stargazing with Shaun Cain Show. We'd like to take this opportunity too to remind you to subscribe, to like, to share. Tell everybody about the Stargazing Show and the different people that we talk to. So you can take a chance now. Go on. Just press that button there. Click. Yes. Good. All right, so you're subscribed now. We see that you're in. And welcome back as we talk to JRD876. Big producer has put a lot of music into the dancehall space. JRD, coming back to you. Now, you worked with, as you said, people like Elephant Man and those, but we realize in recent times you've moved on to some younger artists now, and you kind of moved a little bit away from those seasoned artists. I mean, is
Yeah.
that a strategy? What drove you to doing that?
Strategies already could use this. Reason why being, say, as I said, I have four core artists I work with personally. Um, back to what I said earlier, and again, we need changes, we need evolve, we need to move forward. So we can push some other persons. The pie is big enough. So we just have to push some other persons, try out some other person, and we need to develop persons because just like what an elder would say to me, say, hey, this is what dancehall was, or this is what the cultural music was. Here it is. So as I say, it boils down to the approach. So if you can get the artist from him young and teach him, say, yo, this is the fundamental of the music. This is what it is. And you guide them on the right path from early, all these. So not when them making a name for themselves, they want to come in and say, hey, this is how you're supposed to do it. No, they already make a name for themselves the way you said. It's not the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, and so I would try out with some young people because we need strength and everybody else needs strength. So I have a local platform.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like share the platform and give some youth a strength.
Mm-hmm. So now with your production work, all that takes place in Toronto then? Is that your base now?
Yeah. So yes, man. But before even Corona still, because you know the thing have to be the thing do international. For example, my artist them they're Jamaica, you know, where I come from, Greenwich Town. So the artist them they're yard. I think most of them what them have to do because it's an international project, you know. So I do the friends them get the beat by email normally. They get it. We work on the songs them together, and then after that we just make them just go to the studio. Work for higher case, just go to the studio, go voice the song. And once them voice and reach back to me, they will just take care of everything between both parties, me and the artist, I would just work with. So that's the way we do it for everybody else, you know. It's really hard because instead of you personal level artist in the studio and listening to the sound in person, make the sound, adjusting the sound, you'll have to rely on what the other producer likes, basically, the sound in night. Because yes, you'll probably be on a live or a video call or whatnot, but that distortion and that delay sometimes it robs you, the producer, of what it really should be for your experience. But nonetheless, the producer some good work. It's all good.
It's all good. All right, that's
all good.
Nice. But then again, when you started out as a producer and you had your very first hit song, how did that feel?
So that song was with me, and because at the time, because my label is JRD876 Music, so at the time back then, about 2015, so I was co-producer Long Life Music, so I'm Bridging DC and DJ Rumble. So them time was joy, man. We're super happy them time, you know, because it's not like we really expect it, but we did not say, you know, good that come.
Yeah.
So them thing they just bring joy and just always want about that feeling. And so I must say sometimes some persons will be selfish and not want to pass down the knowledge to another person because they just always want that for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but a good feeling, man, and that's why we want like a young artist like Scarf Basket and get the experience to get a popular song, boom, get a hit song. And chances are get a plane ticket, go perform themselves somewhere else across the world. You know? So it's a good feeling, man.
So can you remember the name of that song? Which song was that? Your very first top song that everybody was, you know, people just run with it. And it was running road. The tune.
Trust those, you know?
Right.
Yeah, so that was it, man. It was an eruption rhythm, you know?
Mm-hmm. So how did you celebrate that? What did you say to your
you know, say what we did. What we did was we had an annual bi-weekly event.
Yes.
Community Stevie Garden. So we just keep partying every 2 weeks, man. So we do that for about a few months, about 5-6 months. We have a bi-weekly party, you know. We just celebrate and just be joyful, cause you know we are beer fruit.
Yeah, beer fruit. What were people saying to you? When you touched the road, what were people saying to you? when they know that boy, that's the producer behind this big tune, you know.
Well, that's the thing, you know. It's that those things, especially back then, was people mostly did not just the artists back then. So it's like shows like your show now, we really bring persons who are not necessarily the face of the operation to the light. So that's why I respect your show. You see me? So back then, not everybody that knows say, hey, this guy produced that song. They don't just know the artist, I just know the song. Chances are they not even remember the name of the rhythm, but they would not know the song and know the artist. But that wasn't really, I think, that factor for me, because I consider myself a shy person. But being that type of person, then he not just working on my that doesn't working on my so even if I always get that massive attention from, because not everybody will know the producer every song. You don't know the artist. Just when you run the artist and the artist will point you, then everybody be like, what? Yeah.
So have you been pointed out a few times?
Oh yeah, man, it's first time we stage show, man. We get blessed up, man, you know?
Yeah.
That one few times, man.
So what did your parents say about this when they realized that, well, it's my boy, this, you know, busting them big tunes and setting
Well,
what did dad say?
Mommy, I never really parents still one time, because we never really grow like that still. I grew down in Christian home, so grew up with grandma. So grandma them thing, grandma said, "You bugu ya kaya always a play the boy." So grandma, you get me? And mom was kind of more like the same, you know? But grandma was really, you know, bugu yaga every day in her house and make it nice. So that was really, and dad just chill, dad just very supportive and chill, you know, with the thing. Because as I say, as me I tell you, we probably produce some songs where sound very graphic, but I don't know where a real life thing, a be fictitious thing, man. So they were pretty much okay to a large extent.
So did mom get to listen to the music, like one of the songs?
Yeah, mom gets to listen to music, and funny you'll say that, because mom passed in 2020. I don't know. 30. Yeah, mom even passed that. So
really?
Yeah, she passed 2017, you know. So as a result, you know, hence why I just go up on this whole break thing. You know, go up on a break, as I say, we have some personal thing I need and yeah. So my first project I do from that was the rhythm called The Chop Rhythm on 2019, December 30th, for my little brother's birthday, because it was the second year anniversary of my mom passing. So that was very, sentimental to me.
Mm-hmm. So did the break help you to kind of cope a little bit, find yourself a bit, get your strength again, or I mean?
Yeah, man, that's a part of why I take the break, man, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I just need to settle. And she died overseas, so I have to leave from Jamaica at the time and just go be by her and then, you know?
Right, so you still got the chance to kind of say goodbye properly the way you'd have wanted to.
You can never properly say goodbye to your mother, man. When you say my mommy there, same with me.
Yeah, but it's true. But at least you got some closure.
You know what I mean, man? You can't forget that whole sense of, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Be there, you know? As our only child at the time was there. Yeah.
Respect that you could, man. I'm sure, you know, she's proud of it. You know, as we always refer to, you know, our relatives when they kind of move on, we say, well, they're proud of this, or they're looking down on us and they're happy. And she sees that you're making good strides, man. You're making a difference. You know, you're helping young youths to get some opportunities. You're giving them hope. And I mean, what do you want from her for her son? But for him to be somebody who's helping, somebody who's
helpful, you know?
Yes, you're facilitating the growth of other people. You're giving them hope.
Giving them hope.
Big.
That's a good one. So that really the thing, man. I'm saying where I am work with young artists, because I'm saying somebody else need a strength just like how you when you're starting out, you need that opportunity to go to a higher platform and them things. So it's just that. So even when we get the the notification saying I'm gonna be on the show, then I'm like, yes, not a level to the thing, you know, because at the same time it's an overseas interview.
Yeah,
you know, because we are in the UK.
I like the stories, man. I like the stories, and I mean, you know, I will always talk to people just to understand the journey, because I know there's blood, sweat, and tears with everybody.
Yeah, man.
I just want to hear you. Is the pretty part. You know, your big tune, and that's the big producer for it, and that's all we see. So it's glamour. But in terms of what
Um,
in the background, what did you have to endure? As you said, you had to take a break because such
um,
a big event happened in your life that you had to just pause and deal with it.
so before production without the promotion, so even them time that we've been I go to, what we did we have to do because it was just out of high school, and you know, you just a branch up more and say, what am I gonna do next? Yeah, you had a 9 to 5, but at the same time, you don't want to work now, but so you take on promotion because you love music and everything, the entertainment industry anyway. So from them time, we usually, promote songs for artists and everything, they keep events of ourselves, co-host of events and everything there. And we never always had a vehicle for ourselves. So I had to have a carpool or, rent some car and everything there. And as you would have said, people would have only seen the thing when it's shining so bright, but they wouldn't even know when it was so dim, and you just want that juice or energy. So because me, for example, as we say, finance is not a thing where we've been working out for music. For me personally, I'm not reach out for music because you would have incur more loss before you incur some bigger gains. Because we normally have other persons on the team where you would have to look out for some time. I just a general person. A person in general is just a look out for the time. So even whatever you have, you just have to share against us. And we just make you with what we have. And whenever I be luxurious, like how now we say, more money I make now in the game than then, in my perspective. Because the thing is a lot more easier to access and things. So struggle is real, man, but
What was life like for you growing up? Was it very hard, very humble beginnings? I mean, lots of money around.
That's it.
I mean, what was
That's a very humble beginnings, man. That's a humble beginnings. That's so grew up with grandma. Grandma was always there. Dad and mom were always there, but grandma take over from where I baby now. Grow up, mom and grandma usually do the thing basically on her own because she say, yo, our first grandson this so she want to run off the one, So grandma was always there, man, do her thing, man. We go to primary school, we go to high school, Tivoli Garden, I say, and left from school and we just there the wee same way. Nothing extra out of the normal, man. You just do the average.
Just the average. So what did you
average.
specialize in at school? Did you do like business or motor mechanics, electronics? I mean, what did you do as your specialism in school?
Nice. Well, based on because whenever I go beyond the high school, so I wouldn't say specialize in whatever, but we were good at on different things, like math. And school was really the place that really taught me much about music because we did that in high school too. So that was something I wasn't really good at it then, because it was just the real exposure about the back works of the music, counter note, what are the different keys and things like that. So what I really did like going to high school was Spanish, English, and maths. Social study was my thing, see me.
Well, you're watching the Stargazing with Shaun Cain Show, and we're speaking with JRD876, big producer, worked with a lot of artists. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Civic Box, I'm there represent for Stargazing with Shaun Cain, and I represent Artiste life story, which include Joy and Pain. Check out him YouTube channel fully.
Hi everyone, this is Shaun Reese, and I'm representing for the Stargazing Show with your boy Shaun Cain, featuring artists from around the world. See? So hit that subscribe button and notification bell. See? I will never break my bridges down. I know you, Lord, and I will stand my ground. You are the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So the fire keep blazing. Well read. Stargazing Show.
Never get no help, I'm struggling. Yo, this is Relevant Boss, and I'm here to represent the Stargazing Show featuring Shaun Cain. This show brings you up close and personal with your favorite dancehall and reggae artists. What I love about this show, it gives young artists an opportunity to share their story and to talk about the obstacles that they've been through to get them to where they are today. Don't forget to subscribe to the Stargazing Show on YouTube. Big up yourself, Shaun. Out.
DJs, dancehall artists, reggae stars, rappers, soca kings and queens, Afrobeat stars and performers of other genres, are you about to drop a brand new single, EP, mixtape or album? Or have you just done it? Let us help you shout it out to a captive audience. These are people who just love music and can't wait to listen and enjoy your masterpiece. The Stargazing with Shaun Cain New Music Preview is the platform on which you can shout about your brand new tunes. What's the title of the record? Who is the artist? What's the backstory? When is the release date? Where is it available? This is the information your fans will need to download your music, add it to their playlists, and get rocking. Available on the Stargazing with Shaun Cain YouTube channel. Email gazingstarworld@gmail.com. Subscribe, like, share, and hit the bell. The Stargazing with Shaun Cain New Music Preview. Come on and get us rocking. Welcome back. You're watching the Stargazing with Shaun Cain Show. We'd like to take this opportunity too to remind you to subscribe, to like, to share. Tell everybody about the Stargazing Show and the different people that we talk to. So you can take a chance now. Go on. Just press that button there. Click. Yes. Good. Right, so you're subscribed now. We see that you're in. And welcome back as we talk to JRD876. Big producer has put a lot of music into the dancehall space. JRD, so how did the engineering and the producing part come into it? Because as a promoter, you were just out and about, talking to people, putting the music out there. But you now making the music. How did that part come about?
All that come about was, all right. Says I've just because I'm a very contemplative person, as I'm saying, I'm always a thinking and I believe in growth. So by doing that, then I'm like, what's this next move from here? But being around persons who see doing this and that, and I'm like, how could I make more of a gain for myself and others in the biz? So that the promotion thing was just a stepping stone. And then the first major inspiration I get was from my Virgin Ian's, from Ian's Records. So him really sit me down and help me with basically all of the basic stuff. Beat making, voice training, every single thing, how to do all them little thing that Ian's was always there. And they would take on a thing more by ourselves and then end up, can help ourselves. And get me, and then there was other producers out here who advise the thing. If you have a question or book up in a problem, you can always link persons like Poppy down and say, yo, I'm done, and then give me a tip and say, this is that. Epic Jones over there in England though can pick up a phone and text him. Cold Step, pick up a phone, text him. Him say, yo, this is this man. They need get rid of the equipment there. Get the later one, yeah. That. So them always have persons to help me. So as I tell you earlier on, me don't know what a guy said. Persons don't like listening, but me who me deal with and persons around me always inspire for growth. So when me hear the narratives, the young persons in the industry don't listen, probably just based on the approach of the older person in the industry. Because me know everybody day and night for at least the money, the fame, or just the love vibe. So whatever you think a guy in it for, show him from a perspective, say, hey, if you do this better enough, for money in it for, you can make more money. If for the fame in it for, you can get more fame. If for just for love, by doing this particular way, we love it more. There's not much teachers in the game, in the industry, and that's a problem. Why somebody would have things that it has straight got to all over, because we don't have that sole person who are directly or that group or organization. And you could say boiling back to probably the cultural minister or whatever, because the country itself don't set up a facility or a complex just for art and entertainment, especially for the music. Because, for example, dancehall music get lots of fight, So it's just what it is. But me, say, a lot of people out there want knowledge, and as a result, them not getting knowledge, they just choose to do it on their terms.
So how come, you haven't probably put a bit more knowledge into what you do then? I mean, is that, well, I don't know, I want to feel like I'm accusing you, but with having seen the need for knowledge, your artists that come through your hands, do you kind of say, this is the kind of knowledge we need to be putting out there? Because I'm the kind of person for that. I'm very much in for the knowledge. Let's uplift. Let's build. That's what I'm for. That's why, I kind of speak so vociferously about dancehall music, because that's something that's given people a lot of hope. Lot of youth, what would they have done with their lives? Because they all say, not now go on, not now go on. Dance all.
Music are gone.
They can buy a nice houses now. They can have money. They can have fame. They're known because the music has given them that. And that's why I feel that when this trap thing comes in, it's taking away from the music. So it's like kind of killing the dream of even unborn kids who are yet to be born. When they come along, what? No, we have to preserve this for them because the elders preserved it so that people like you and the artists you work with can have something to dream about and to have some hope. So if we kill this, oh, come on, what are they
Alright,
doing? I think about them. They're not here
I
yet.
don't interview right now, but I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question. Yeah, the interview. I'm asking.
Yeah, man. No,
So, like a person like me, who tell us, my take on it is to add from various different culture, doing indie music, doing K-pop music, and things like that. Would you say I'm just asking, if I was to be a more of a driving force, fusing some South Korean music, K-pop into dancehall, would you be saying I am taking away from the culture and I'm destroying my what I'm doing should be, not as prominent as a, I don't know, a 90s artist or whatever? Would you be saying what I would be taking the music to a new level should be to a halt? Is that what you're saying?
no.
Because
What I'm saying,
comes up as that what you're saying about the trap.
so that it appeals to people, from a wider cross section of society.
But
So that's fine.
I would believe the trap is appealing to a wider. I would believe that the argument is that the trap is appealing to a wider case of society as well.
It sound like dancehall. That's the only issue. You're going to put dancehall out there, make it sound like dancehall, but you include all these other sounds in it and these other languages, so it appeals to them. But it must remain fundamentally dancehall music. What is it now? Take away the beat, take away the lyrics of it. You think it's, you're waiting for Jay-Z to jump on it. You'd expect that.
Well, fundamental is really the beat. Fundamental is really the beat still,
Sorry?
No, I'm saying the fundamental is normally the beat, We know that the fundamental is normally the beat. I'm understanding that your argument.
It's changed dramatically to the point where we almost don't even recognize it.
You will probably don't recognize it, but the market for it does recognize it. That's just my opinion on the matter.
So it's all about money then?
No, it's not all about money. That's what I'm telling you. You have different people. The three categories I'm say people they're not the game for money. Someone probably just want some fame for say people say him they do that, or someone who really like what they're doing.
I agree. I call it hype and hustle. Hype and hustle, I say.
Yeah, man, and my matter hard work over hype,
Yeah, but what we're seeing a lot of now is just hype and hustle. So people would say anything and do anything to get a bit of hype. And to
but the thing is, if that is making them relevant for us to have a topic of discussion now, then I suggest they should continue, because as long as they're not doing anything that's against morals or illegal, a guy free for do what he want to do.
Brick pan brick.
A guy free for do what he want to do.
Chop in the road, chopper, whatever they call it.
I'll cut if he want to cut the road and scissors the road.
But that's about robbing people though. It's about scamming.
Oh, did they say how much person says scamming? But I look at it this way. It boils down back to what I tell you, so when a man says shooting, it doesn't mean say it's a non-fiction thing. It's a fiction. It's a very fiction thing, kid. May I tell you again, Shaun?
It's a fiction thing. When a man said go and chop the road now, he's chopping road. What does that mean?
You have to ask him, Chica. You never hear me say you have to ask him, dog. You have to ask him.
You were just explaining. It's a fictional thing. So how come you're not telling me that it's fictional still?
No, listen up. All right. You use a word, but it's not the most comfortable word for everybody. But just say scamming. I'm going to talk a little more raw. If you say a man sing about scamming, that does not mean the man is a scammer. Singing about making love to a girl, that doesn't mean that he know how to do nothing. Probably just ram. Probably it's just
he's engaging in something that's akin to the whole process though. He's engaging.
Man, it don't have nothing to do with that.
No man, answer the question, man. Is he engaging or not? What he's singing about?
A man can be a prisoner and sing about sex woman every day. Which woman him have sex every day? Which woman him have sex every day, my G? He must sing about kill people. A woman kill him there. A woman shoot.
No, in prison is,
Nah.
but outside of prison, probably what got him in there.
No. But no, I'm just a use. I
know what you're saying.
Yeah, because you said probably because him sing about it, he might dabble in it. No, none of necessarily means so. Because somebody can just get up and it's just art. It's just graphic art. It's just art. Music is art, an expression of life. It's just music. It's just art.
Goes on chop the road. Goes on chopping road.
And if there wasn't a market for it, that artist would not be popular. You wouldn't know that line.
So what are you saying? So you're saying our society, that's where we are now. Everybody's scamming now.
No, I never said anybody at all is scamming, you know. No, when you hear that,
for the scamming music, people promoting scamming.
No, there's a market for different type of music. You have man who sing about hardcore sex, man who sing about kill people, man who sing about God, man who sing about peace and protect the earth, man sing about rebellion, man sing about freedom, man sing about any and everything, because everybody can't just get up and say, praise the Lord.
All right, so JRD, tell me something. Would you sing about something that you don't believe in?
If you that sing about something I don't believe in, definitely. Art. It's an art form. The person who read the Harry Potter book, are they goblins? Are they witches? No, it's art. I don't remember her name, but it's a woman. Every person who read Harry Potter book, are you implementing that she's obviously?
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, J.K. Rowling, yeah. Are you implementing that J.K. Rowling is one of the creatures in the thing and flying on these boots that she talk about that? I'm saying, no, nobody has never accused her of being a witch or some demonic force or something crazy like that. No, but if a guy is singing, and there's a market for that because that's one of the most popular. Even the book is so great. The films are so great as well. There's market for it. So it's just the same when a man sing about. As mother says, Steven Seagal, every show Steven Seagal going on, a violent show, a normally action show. 9 out of 10 I'm sure it's an action show. There's market for it. Jackie Chan normally film show them and normally action show where people are get fist probably the more the comedic side, but nonetheless a very action show and it's a well loved man. So it's also the same with this art form that we have as dancehall music. First it was too sexual and then persons have a lot to say. Then it go over to more hardcore. Now people are complaining that the dancehall is sounding more like hip hop because persons don't want to stick to one thing to say, hey, this is dancehall, just let it blossom. Because you want it to be like what you want it to be. But the mass is saying, this is what we want. So you have to please your fans as you're going to be an irrelevant artist. Yes, there are some artists who go overboard with them. Always seeking a fame, seeking attention.
You sure about that?
Of course.
Do you think of any that's been gone overboard?
Yeah, man. Someone. No, I'm not talking about this specific song. Someone is always seeking attention. That's what I meant. I'm not talking specific about a scamming song or anything like that. Because if you're being specific like that, that's not what I meant. No, someone go overboard in terms of seeking attention. Because someone is doing it just for the buzz at the time.
Hype.
Just think about what kind of we can come up with today. That's why I say a man bore up him face 20 million times. A man do all sorts of different things to him body or something just for that spotlight. I will see them think there's madness. That's why the slogan as we tell you, we're not into the crazy things. We're not into the crazy. Definitely not.
But there's crazy and there's crazy, man. And, I suppose everybody's got their view of what crazy is. I just want to see more love coming out of the dance. I'm here.
You will see that, man. You will see that. As I said, all right, you see, may I give you a challenge? You see, the more your program blossom, more each person you come on the program, the especially for young artists, just instilling in them. You know you do it, but me I give more of a niche to it. Instilling them, make one more positive song. Make one more a preserving song. Because that's why I'm telling you, work with the grassroots, because you see where the youth need guidance and early. We need less of a madness. But at the same time, if the crowd is not for what you're doing, you're going to be irrelevant. That's why I can't see
Let me use this analogy with you. If you've got your little child and your child has got worms, we talk about worms, them got worms, them need bitters. You know they don't like the bitters. You give them bitters, but the bitters are good for them. Give them more. Oh God, daddy. Oh,
you're good.
No, you tell me, what are you going to give them? Bitters or sweets?
I'll be touched with them, man.
So why is it that these people are saying there's a market for this, so we're just going to put the violence music out there because there's a market for it? It's not good for them because the place is turning into Wild Wild West. And we realize that, we don't feel safe, we don't feel nice about this. So guess what?
So the place never did wild before that.
We need to change the game.
The place never wild before that.
The thing turn up now, man. And you know
man, the thing I know social media does make it more loud now, man. The thing was always up, man. But I don't know, because me a violence producer, literally.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that, man. At least there's
a violence with that. So I don't really know about that. You'd have to talk to another person about that. As I said, I don't know about it. And I might think is somebody else think that.
Well, I'm grappling with it because it's not my thing, and I think that the music there's so much to the music. There's so much potential in it, and all that.
No, man, that's why I'm saying one branch out the music and bring some other life form to the music.
It too mix up, man. All that's how you get this, you get that, you get all so. It too mix up, man. We need to stand for something.
We stand for something, man.
What?
I believe we're standing for something.
What? Scamming, chopping the road. Go chop road.
No, that alone you're here. That you will probably because you don't like it so much, you would get alert by that. But other music out there, look how Coffee Boss few years back and Coffee not sing madness like them done.
Coffee are going good, man.
I tell you what,
grateful, but she not shoot nobody. And she not scared.
But you only said a chopping music or whatever music I come out of the yard. Other music I come out of the yard too. Other music I come out of the yard too. JCBC give a competition the other day. A culture music I run off them are the youth, man. So life there for everything.
Some kind of music is getting suppressed though. Like, I'm not getting no.
No. Totally again. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. It's just artists get a piece of the blame, as if you want to put it away. The producers get a piece of the blame by putting out there in the public domain, because we don't have to put it out.
Yes, man, they need to get some back for that, man.
But at the same time, as me I tell you, the people are the public,
No, but when they come back to your little daughter, we love the sweets, And the sweets on worms and jam.
People talk about record. I don't entertain, and I entertain a picnic. I'm not a picnic song, In terms of, when I say picnic song, I mean like the Coco Melon and all that stuff. I'm not sing a song like them, I'm not produce a song like them there. Yes, we produce radio friendly songs and things like that. But my songs are not geared towards little picnic, like you would have said little daughter and candy and stuff. My music is not geared to them, man. A Coco Melon me I deal with. My music is for grown people. Grown adults, probably some teenagers too, but grown adults is the target market. The 18 to 30 market. Them I buy music, them I stream music, them I put the thing forward. So if me put out a song, it's not for not 6-7-year-old kids go listen to. I end up give them the song. Because I don't sing a Coco Melon and whatever it is not. I don't do that. So when you're going to say about the local picnic, me not do picnic song.
Yeah, but well, I see what you're saying, but considering that this is in the public domain, it's accessible.
But at the same time, I never give them it. Not because it's accessible, doesn't mean you have to go access it. YouTube is the internet is very accessible. The man where I make.
So my question: why make the poison then and put it out there? You know that if the kids them drink it, them
Ask man who make gun. Ask Mr. Kalashnikov why he make AK.
But why do you have to pick it up then? He make it, but he never put it in your hand.
But that, may I tell you, but nobody's blaming him. But when me go shoot somebody, you blame me.
That's your choice.
He make the gun.
That's your choice.
So it's my choice when me make the violent music and you go listen to the violent music.
Yeah, you should have made it in the first place.
Mr. Kalashnikov shouldn't make the gun in the first place neither. But they're still producing guns same way. Why are they still making guns same way from over the years then, Dan?
And then we know so the gun violent, I will still grab it.
But you know my song violent, why you still listen to it? It might be explicit mark on it, you know. I still go listen to it. Then why them go make gun? And the bullet will come out of the gun.
Yeah.
I just see a madness. And them nobody's attacking that big market, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of
massive market, you know. The man who produce the drugs up. And a film fault him produce it in saying country X and send it come to Jamaica. And a film fault if some little pitney want to sniff it or whatever people do coke. I don't even know where they do drugs, man. But I'm just saying, it's not the man where the end user is the root of the problem. The root of the problem is the guy who have really got to take the plant and do what he do or make some whatever making a look back and get some guy. It's not it's not that. So when you say why me go produce me make the poison, you don't hear people attacking the man that making guns, the man with that putting harmful chemicals out there, literal poisons like drugs out there literally in the streets. But a guy want to attack the young producer, the young just come up artist who are sing about little chopping and a fictitious thing. For the most part, a fictitious thing. Probably have some youth where probably really know what they're talking about. But some man, I just political man, do them own research, man, and say, oh, this is how people go about doing this. Okay, let me just sing about it.
Well, you know, one thing I find that, you know, it's just something I just think, how does this work? Is that you've got lots of people out there now. Almost everybody in Jamaica is affected by this violence. Either you lost relatives or you got people who are sitting now in a wheelchair with a bullet lodged in their spine. And every day you come by singing this bit. Well, if let's say I'm sitting on a wheelchair now with a bullet in my spine because, you know, a victim of gun, I was never a bad man or anything like that, or a gangster. And every day all this gun music is coming to me. What am I supposed to do? What does that do for my head? When I'm thinking, well, this thing is permanently in my body. Can't get rid of it. But this man keeps saying, pump some more in.
No, I never take one nothing because boil down to the mindset of the person. So I don't know. I never take what I want. I don't know.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what, man.
I don't want stuff though.
I tell you what, man. I put you in the ring. I put you, and I put my punching bag on, my punching glove on, and everything, man. But you fight back well, you know. Well, you're watching the Stargazing with Shaun Cain Show, and we're speaking with JRD876, big producer, worked with a lot of artists. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Civic Box, I'm there represent for Stargazing with Shaun Cain, and I'm represent Artiste live story, which include joy and pain. You know, check out him YouTube channel fully.
Hi everyone, this is Shaun Reese, and I'm representing for the Stargazing Show with your boy Shaun Cain, featuring artists from around the world. See? So hit that subscribe button and notification bell. See? I will never break my bridges down. I know you, Lord, and I will stand my ground. You are the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So the fire keeps blazing. Well read. Stargazing Show.
Never get no help, I'm struggling. Yo, this is Relevant Boss, and I'm here to represent the Stargazing Show featuring Shaun Cain. This show brings you up close and personal with your favorite dancehall and reggae artists. What I love about this show, it gives young artists an opportunity to share their story and to talk about the obstacles that they've been through to get them to where they are today. Don't forget to subscribe to the Stargazing Show on YouTube. Big up yourself, Shaun. Out.
Welcome back. You're watching the Stargazing with Shaun Cain Show. We'd like to take this opportunity to remind you to subscribe, to like, to share. Tell everybody about the Stargazing Show and the different people that we talk to. So you can take a chance now. Go on. Just press that button there. Click. Yes. Good. Right, so you're subscribed now. We see that you're in. And welcome back as we talk to JRD876. Big producer has put a lot of music into the dancehall space. JRD, I know recently you dropped the new EP, Exhale.
Yeah.
With is his Lachey. I'm just thinking, what are you trying to exhale, man? What's going on? What are you exhaling?
Well, I breath of something different in the world space, a dance, something different, because she being an American, never been to Jamaica or anything like that. Now, so just exposing her and her audience and that audience to dance. So just trying to, give a fresh breath, a fresh air to. This is a different style of music. This is what it is. So just a blended thing.
How did you get there? Because I like the sound, it's got a nice little flow,
Well, I meet her first on Instagram. She have a song named Point Her Out, and hear the song, then I was like, oh, the artist is a good artist. She have lots of potential now. Based on me, and I said, alright, I reach out to her. So I reached out to her from about 2019. So I was start working there on end. So from about 2020 last year. So yeah, man, that's what, man. I was gonna bring her more forward in the dancehall space,
So does she have some Caribbean connections?
No, she doesn't.
Does she understand? So what the vibe?
Teacher, man.
How come?
No, I'm a teacher, man. So it's all about reasoning, as me I tell her. Sit down and talk to her and tell her, say the word that we hear. So walk on. Listen to what I said. Say it until she have to catch it. I just what it is. And people just naturally like the culture. People naturally just like.
It's a lovely culture, man. Wonderful. People just want to be a part of it because there's a lot of confidence in that culture. People just do their thing, just express themselves, and they're not watching anyone.
Yeah, so I'm saying, and she's willing to learn.
Good.
So the willingness is there, so that's why she can just flow up on a dance all that. Yeah, two of her style music, R&B style, upon the EP, but for the most part, it's a dance album,
But tell me a little bit about the songs on the album now. Any one of them, Just, what's this about? What's that?
The keep up art. I'm like 3 songs in particular will really take on strong. Keep up, pause, and as well forecast.
All right, talk me through a little bit about the keep up now. What's that?
The keep up is really a very dancehall upbeat rhythm. You see me? Real dancehall upbeat rhythm. So as I'm sure I'm not really into the trap thing as you would have noticed. I'm not do the trap thing, not because I'm probably advocate.
Are you a part
of the trap?
Show that perspective of the industry. Yes.
I'm the trap person. So it's a really dancehall. It's more of a type of dancehall me grew up in the early cartel move all the time. Because me naturally like the music there. Because when the young people I'm kind of share your opinion, but I accept the change. Because as I tell them, I know say the same thing with from Bob Marley to whatever it was to where it is now. Everybody always had a problem. So keep up now. The funny rhythm, Galaxy Rhythm, is a dancehall type song. So and we have to put a lot of work in the song that we are. Because I would say dancehall is not really a thing where she good at. So funny we choose keep up to start it because I have a upcoming compilation drop named Galaxy Rhythm,
Galaxy. I read that somewhere I think online.
A little
research.
Right, 2 days and everything. So it's a trilingual multicultural release expected in November, possibly last Friday in November. So we have 3 different language spoken on the rhythm. So I have a fully Portuguese song from an artist from Brazil named Clara. Then you have one with Ja Fabio, my Spanish artist, and then you have Idol on a song, a Spanish and English song, and then the rest of the song them is mostly English. So we have artists on like Cyclone and things. So we have a surprise artist, so we have a job on it soon. I do some normal write up paper thing of the artists, and get them to get up on an agreement. So after we finish off with that, then and someone think I could be very successful. I think I believe my best work yet. That's how committed me to
It's a
the project.
crossover project because it crosses over the Spanish and, as you say, Portuguese, so it would appeal to people in lots of different markets.
That's what I show you. So we just try to bring things to somewhere different. Probably places where it's not popular, and just let them be aware of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So as I said, the sound, because I'm doing the opposite of what they are doing with the trapping. Because as you mentioned earlier on, is where the beat sound like something Jay-Z would be on, but it's Jamaican accent. But my thing is the reverse. It's a Jamaican beat, but the foreign accent or the foreign voice.
You see, JRD, that's the bit I was talking about. The music must remain fundamentally Jamaican and the sound must remain fundamentally Jamaican. I don't care what accent is on it. I don't care what language is on it. It must remain fundamentally Jamaican for it to be authentically Jamaican. And that's
I agree with you until you say the fundamental starts from the beat. Because I agree with you when you say that earlier until the fundamental starts from the beat. Because the beat really dictates the full track.
Yes.
You get me? So me know that. Yes, to me. Me know that because that's why me use the approach of me I use now instead of what is more popular now. Get me? Where the beat sounds something different, but you know, it's really dancehall spoken word on it.
Yeah. And it just makes it, there's a mismatch here, man. There's a mismatch. There's something that doesn't quite add up because you just think, well, take off the accent of it. And it's Jay-Z that, man. Or Busta Rhymes.
But that would have good for the producer too, you know?
But it won't be Jamaican. It won't be Jamaican because the music is hip hop. So it's not selling us or selling our thing. It is selling some foreign thing. So them going on it's just hip hop. I'm gonna just buy another hip hop tune and it's gone. But if it's a hot Jamaican beat and they come on it, I'm good with that. Because I remember Heavy did a bit of that. You see what I'm saying?
But that's just my approach to as my telling you. The beat more us, and then whatever the spoken word is, because at the same time, song will be registered as dancehall music, reggae dancehall anyway. You get me? When the trap music, it's still registered as dancehall, because reggae dancehall, see me so.
JRD, it was really great talking to you, man. Lots and lots of perspective, and as I say, you know, I've learned a lot.
You're an educator, man.
Yeah, I've learned a lot, man. Really, really great talking to you, man. I thought, you know what, this is really good. But before I let you go, man, we're going to wrap up in a bit. I always like to challenge my guests to see how much they know about reggae and dancehall music. So I have some questions from this book. It's called Reggae Larger Than Life, the ultimate fun and games book. And this is just kind of taking you to the background, into the background of reggae. Who did what, where, how, when, and why to make reggae the genre it is today. Reggae and dancehall, we're not leaving dancehall all tight. You see what I'm saying? So that's what this is about. It's available in Jamaica at Ashby's Pharmacy, 160 Old Hope Road in Kingston. Also, it's available on Amazon. So you jump on Amazon, you can get this as well. If you're into apps, the Android version of the app is available from the Google Play Store. Just type in Reggae Larger Than Life Fun app, download it, and you're in.
Yeah.
So I've selected 2 questions from you now. You're a man with perspectives and all them kind of things, you know. So I just want to see how you're going to bring all your perspectivmes to this now. So let's see.
I like challenges.
Well, let's see if, you know, the way you talk some bold things. So let's see how bold you All right, JRD, tell you what now. The first question says, she stirred much dancehall resentment when she revealed all the changes that she'd been going through because she decided to follow the Yardie way and avoid a player. And the options are Tanya Stevens, Cecile, Lady Saw, and Macca Diamond.
So like Cecile.
Cecile. You sure? Final answer?
Yeah, at first it sounded like a lady song, but that's Cecile, man.
Cecile is the lady, man. So alright, so I see you're on it. So that's great, man. So very good, Cecile. I see that, you know, you're very much into your music. You know exactly what's going on.
Like I'm telling my TikTok, you know, we listen, you know. So
Alright.
Follow up what happened before.
Alright, so alright, next one goes a little bit like this now. This hardcore dancehall Mr. Loverman imported a trailer load of girls into Jamaica in the early 1990s. They eventually helped him to win 2 Grammy Awards in quick succession. Who was he? The options: Shaggy, Shabba Ranks, Beanie Man, and Sean Paul.
I see what they did there when I say Mr. Lover man, I shagging him that But when I say
Mr. Lover.
yeah, Mr. Lover, I feel style that That's what they did, but it's so more like when I said trailer load now, it's a Shabba ranking thing that, and then when I said the Grammys in the 90s, that more fit in the Shabba thing. So I'll go with Mr. Ranks,
Alright, Mr. Ranks. I see the man is very knowledgeable about the music, man. So the man know what bits and pieces to fit together to get the full picture.
Yeah, come and see what you do, man.
You see it? You see, well, you're a producer, so you're a creative man, so as long as there's something creative going on, you're going to log into that and see what's...
That's just my thing,
Yes, I realize that, man. And thanks for the music, man, because you've done a whole lot, man. But just before we do that, let's just kind of remind people that the questions there were taken from this book. It's called Reggae Larger Than Life, the Ultimate Reggae Music Fun and Games Book. It's written by myself. It's available in Jamaica at Ashby's Pharmacy, 160 Old Hope Road in Kingston. It's also available from Amazon. Just type in Reggae Larger Than Life and it's there. Also, if you're into apps, the Android version of the app is available from the Google Play Store. Just type in Reggae Larger Than Life Fun app. And you'll be all there, man. So, JRD, boy. The man is just great, man. And before we go, how could I ever not mention that?
What's that?
Veteran. How did you get such a veteran?
Oh.
How did you know Veteran? How did you come in contact with Veteran? Good artist.
A good artist, man. It was from a time as a promoter. I was just transitioning over to production. We meet him from social media. And time the WhatsApp was the thing, So I was one of them social media group that would promote him, song them and thing. But we just take on the music more, and then we just get to know the person, beyond the music. So yeah, man, and then we become virgin from this,
Good youth, man. Good youth, I'm telling you. Yeah, he's one of the positive youths in the business. I can tell you that.
On a positive youth, man.
Yeah, man.
On a positive youth, when I came for real, man. So I'm just showing you earlier and said positive is there. It's just that people just really take on to the not so positive.
Yeah, not so positive.
Yeah, man. I said, yeah.
Yeah,
so that's that, man.
Yeah, man. Well, we know we got big stuff coming up for you. The Galaxy Rhythm coming through, and we're looking forward to that at the end of November. And we've got the EP, the Exhale going on out there. You're putting a lot of energy out there, and you get
Yeah, man. You can get it by like social media site, them, man. The platform, them, man. Them can follow me on social media. Always JRD876. Everywhere you go to see them, We're not change.
Yeah, man. So Instagram, Facebook, all of them.
Same thing with Lashe, her name's Lashe Music, She not change that. Same thing, man.
Well, that's it for this edition of the show. It was good spending some time with JRD876. Shared lots and lots of perspective. That's it for this edition of the show. I'm Shaun Cain saying, please remember to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Until next time, it's goodbye, folks.
You can keep up with the tempo, no slowing down. Mix up the rhythm, show me now. You can keep up with the tempo. Rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat. Work the middle, just a little till it hurts.